I don't know what happened, but I filmed a shop update segment and I'm not really sure what happened to it. Whether the camera wasn't recording, if it got lost someplace, I'm not really sure what happened. When I downloaded stuff out of the camera, I wasn't thinking about that segment of the shop update, and I'm just really not sure what happened to it. But regardless. If any of you guys are familiar with my past videos of the shop, you know that this space in front of the haul truck was occupied by that cabinet and a bolt nut bin. It was a rotating drawer type bin that occupied this space, and what I wanted to do is clean it out. I wanted to get that cabinet, I truthfully wanted to get it back against the wall, and hopefully someday there will be a wall around the air compressors. I want to get that air compressor hooked up, the green one on the right hand side hooked up. I've got to get a relay for it. It's 220 3-phase. So I've got to get a relay because the pressure switch that turns the compressor on and off is only 110. So I have to get a relay for it. I need to header those two compressors together and run some piping out that's going to feed hose reels, hose drops around the shop. So whenever I get that done, I would truthfully like to build a little enclosure around those compressors out of wood and some insulation, because the sound of compressors running in the background just annoys me for some reason. It's one of those noises that just aggravates me. It doesn't bother other people, but there's some people that listening to an air compressor run in the background is just aggravating. It's annoying. So in the meantime, I've just kind of pushed that cabinet back there. I've relocated that bolt bin across the shop, and I'll take you over there and show it to you. It's kind of over by the machining area. But I think at some point in time I want to get my toolbox from over there, kind of over here, and do something with that metal storage rack there. Not really sure if I want to keep that rack, if I can get the metal that's in it positioned into the rack up by the welding bench. But I need to get it out of there. I need to start getting the shop reorganized. It's become a cluster. I don't want to say it. It's just become a drop spot. Now, this heater unit doesn't belong to me. I'm listing it for a person, and they said that they actually thought that they had somebody that was interested in it and they were going to move it out, and it's still sitting here. It's still listed on Craigslist. Not that I expect to get any hits on it during the summertime. But some of this stuff, like my grandson's got wood in there that he's got to return to Home Depot. The drill press. I'm going to try and get my grandson over here, and I'd like to be able to get that drill press moved tomorrow. I'm hoping I'll shoot a video of it while we're doing it. Again, as any of you guys know that follow me, I was kind of waiting on getting that drill press put back into, and it's going to go back in there so that it backs up to the horizontal mills, and so that little stand shelf is coming out of there, getting relocated, and that's going to be the permanent spot of where that drill press is. And I was kind of waiting on taking that drill press and moving it back there until I got it painted. I really didn't want to be painting back there by those machines or around those machines, but it's to the point where, again, this is another thing that's aggravating me. It's kind of sitting in the middle of the floor, and if I had known when I moved this thing in off of the trailer what I know now, I would have just put it over there in where it was intended to go to begin with. But my intention was to get it out here in the middle of the floor, go through it. See, I hadn't even heard it run at the time that I picked it up, and I wanted to get it out here so that I could get it painted, get it running, get it working. I was hoping that I could get parts for it and replace the parts out here before I moved it back in. Well, that was months ago, and here it sits. And it's kind of in my way, and it's become an aggravation to me. Drill press isn't aggravating, it's the point of the nothing's getting done. I've kind of, at this point, let's not say given up on finding parts for this thing, but let's call it a cold case file where it's kind of got put on the back burner, and I'm just going to move it over there, paint it as best I can, and get it over there operating. After I get it over there, one of the things that I've got to find is a spot for drill bits, larger drill bits that are associated with that drill press, and I've got some of them. What I did is picked up some of them and put them in one of these drawers. Yeah. I put some of them in the drawer, but what I want to do is build some kind of a drill storage thing that separates them by size and style. Now, these are drill bits over here. Drill bits. These things over here are what they call core bits. Why they call them core bits, I have no idea. When I think of a core bit, I associate it with a core bit like that drills concrete. But as you can see, that you can't start this thing. It's got a flat end on it, and it's used to drill a hole, but you have to drill a pilot hole in the metal first before you can use this thing. Again, I have no idea why they call them core bits, because they're not really core bits. But anyways, I want to get that located, get that out of there, so that I can make some room in here to get things up and going again. And I need to get that metal shelf over there organized. Probably move that metal that's over by the haul truck out of that rack, get it over here, somehow get it organized. There's a bunch of junk behind that thing against the wall. I'm thinking about making a little horizontal rack back there that I can store some stuff on. But I need to really start getting this shop organized. You know, I keep saying that I'm going to do things, fix this floor, fix these drains, and I had planned on doing that over the winter time, and it didn't get done. And I'm starting to get annoyed with myself about not getting things done. These floors are aggravating to me because not only are they pitched, but they are broken up all over the place. And like even this crack that runs through here, when you try and run a creeper or one of those little sit carts, that thing, across the floor, it hangs up in these cracks. And I want to get this floor taken care of and getting these things patched up so I don't have to deal with things like that. But it's all ongoing shop stuff that needs to be done. So I'll bring you back the next time I do a shop update. Hopefully part of it is going to be getting the drill press moved. There's some things that I've got to do. I've got to do, the truck needs to be inspected this month, and I've got to fix the parking brake on it. The parking brake works, but it doesn't work the way it should have been. When I replaced the rear brakes, we replaced the rear parking brakes on the thing, and unbeknown to me, you really can't adjust them after you get them put back together. So we put them back together only to find out that the parking brake wasn't adjusted correctly, and you really can't adjust it. The one side that you can get to, they must have a special tool to do it, because you can get a screwdriver in there, but you can only get, like, I was only, because the way the cog was positioned in there, I was only able to get it like one click, and then I couldn't turn it anymore because there's a slot in there to get back to the cog, but on the outside of the thing there's also a bracket that makes the slot real thick, and you can't really pry or leverage anything in there. And the other side, the slot is covered up by the parking brake cable tensioner holding bar. But anyways, videos become too long, so that's just some of the things that are going on in the shop. Okay, it's Friday, I think it's the 15th. Down in Pittsburgh again, another load of steel. I chained it down this time, and the reason why I did it is that the last time it shifted, so I kind of belly wrapped it in two places to keep it together, and then put the chains over it so it wouldn't shift underneath the straps, nylon straps. That's what it did before. It kind of shifted it under the nylon straps, and the chain should hold it because the chain is going to kind of bind into the edges of it. So there it is. Nice day for a ride.